Alright, welcome back. Another good video here for you today. I'm Rich. This is Six String Fun. Me here in Jersey, you wherever you are, let me know below in the comments section. It'd be pretty cool to know, where all 11 subscribers right now are checking in from. I guess it'd be pretty cool. So, I'm going to try to get through this one pretty quick today. It is American Girl by Tom Petty. So, I play this in both of my bands right now. One an acoustic band and one, full band, the whole thing. And for the most part, I play it pretty much the same, but there's some differences where, you can pull it off acoustically solo, I think pretty well. And then what I'll do is, I'm going to kind of walk you through the entire song, and as we go through each section, I'll just break down each section, what I do acoustic and what I do on the electric. But it's pretty straightforward. Key of D, and it's, D, G, A, B minor for the most part, a couple of fills to do, things like that. There's a solo. I know I don't play the solo like Mike Campbell does in the band. I just kind of do my own thing, but it seems to work. So it's pretty close. So what we'll do is let's take a look at this. I'm not gonna go in too close on the fretboard here, the fingerboard, because I'm gonna kind of be all over the place. So I'll walk you through what I'm doing here. You should be able to see it. And if you got to, you can certainly rewind. That's a great thing about video. So again, key of D. And probably the iconic part of this song, at least for me, when you hear it on the guitar, is that first chord. Okay, basically, it's a D. It's a right here. So really, it's 3 different D notes, and you have a muted string in between there. So what we're gonna do is on that high E string, I put my pinky on the 10th fret. That's a D, right? I'm gonna take my index finger. I'm going up to the 7th fret on the G string. Another D right there. Okay? This finger is actually coming down just enough where it's also going to mute the B string. So I've got G, muted, E string. Alright? And then right on top of that, you got your 4th string, which is a D string as well. So there you go, D, right? So the song kicks in with that one chord. And you hear some drumming in the background there, and then it'll kick in more. All right, just find the pattern. Listen to the song. It's kind of sporadic in terms of how it does. There's no real, up down up down. It just kind of it varies. So listen to the record. All right. Now also going on in the background is just a D chord being played. Right. And I do that when I play the acoustic. So instead of starting here on the acoustic, you can go right there, which is also, I think, on the album too. And what I'm doing there is I'm holding the D chord, but I'm going to hammer on from the G, open G, to the 2nd fret of the G. So if you can play your D chord, all you're doing is hammering that index finger into place, instead of just leaving it there. Right, so pretty straightforward. You got that chord right there, and you've got this chord right here. And that's what you're doing for the intro. And as that is going on, you've got that bass lead happening before the verse kicks in. So the verse kicks in, so what am I doing? 2 different things I'm actually doing, depending on what variation of the song I'm playing. If I'm playing full band, as the bass and the rhythm guitar are playing the rhythm parts, I'm kind of playing a couple dyads here, basically, right? A couple chords, just 2 notes, basically. And what I'm doing is, the best way to describe it, again, it's D, E, G, and the A, right? So what I'm doing is, I'm taking my pinky, at least how I'm doing it, pinky on the 5th fret of the 1st string, index finger on the 2nd string of the 3rd fret, right? So I've got those 2 notes. But what I'm doing is I move my pick in between my fingers, and I'm just picking those 2 strings with the fingers. I'm not strumming, because I don't want to hit any of those notes I don't want. All I do is I'm just picking those 2. Okay? So it's going to start here on the 3rd fret, to the 5th fret, to the 8th fret, to the 10th fret. Okay? So you go through that twice. Now, if you want to play the chords are very easy. D, E, G, and A. That's it. So the same thing I just played, I'm going to play in chord shapes. Now you can play a regular A. For whatever reason, I like to kind of play this A5 to get those higher strings. Okay? So the verse begins. And again. And the second time around, you're holding that A twice as long, I think. I think it's twice as long. Okay? Listen to the record, though. CD, stream it, whatever you got to do. And then when it goes into that pre-chorus, you're going into a D and you're picking the notes. So holding that D, 4th string, 3rd string, 1st string, 2nd string. Right? And then you're going to do a walk down into that G. Okay? So all I'm doing is after that D, I'm going open E, 2nd fret of the E, 3rd fret of the E. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, and I go to the 5th string. Yeah, that's right. So, and then I come back up on those high strings. So all together. It's an E minor. Right? I'm going to get that open E, that kind of signature for that piece of it. So all together again. To that A again, however you want to play it, like that. I play it like this. So it's 4 measures of that. So again, the whole pre-chorus. And then we're going to go into the chorus. Using basically the same chords, we're going to throw another one in there we haven't used yet, okay? 4 chords, though. Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, what are those? G, A, D, B minor. All right, now, again, so far, it's basically the same for the electric, for the acoustic side of things. The only difference coming up right now is that when I'm playing it with this guitar, and going into that B minor, instead of playing the chord, I do this. So altogether it'd be. So let's do it one more time, just so you can kind of hear that. And instead of going to the D here, what I do is I go into that first chord we played. And then from that point on, you're basically repeating everything from that first verse. So again, it's going to be. Or just play the chords. Okay, again to the pre-chorus. Pretty straightforward. If you know those 4 chords, you can kind of get around some of those fills I've been doing, okay? So at that point, vocals are done, right? So what we're going to do is we're going into, I guess, the guitar fills at this point. So it's... So what am I doing there? 3rd fret, 6th string. 1, 2, 3. On the 4th one, I'm going to hammer from the 3 to the 5. So it's 3, 4, 5. So it's from here to the 5th fret of the A string. And I'm palm muting it just enough where it's not fully ringing out. Alright? And then I'm going to the G string on the 5th fret, and I'm going to just pick that and hammer on to 5 to 6 and 7. That's really it. So do that 3 times. On the 3rd one, there's a little bit of a variation. The 3rd time is going to be, and you're just staying on that A. So all together. And then from there, it's right back to that intro chord. So at that part, you really become the rhythm section of the band, because what's going to happen is, if you're familiar with this song, bass line comes in, and that bass becomes the lead for a few measures, right? So you're playing this, and the bass comes in and starts, doing his fill and all that. So, and then there's a solo that comes up. I'll admit this probably isn't my strongest part of the song for some of it, but I do what I think well enough where we get by playing it live. So what I do is just get myself. So what I do is I move a D shape, my D chord basically, and I move it up here to this fret, or to this section. I use it at the 14th and the 15th fret. So, and all I'm doing is 2 strings, the B string and the E string. All right. So that first, that 1 chord, and I'm playing those 2 strings, the B string and the E string. B, E. All right, listen to the song to get the feel for the timing. Hammer from the 12 on the B to the 14 to 12 on the E. Right? And it goes again. So here's where that solo comes in by Mike Campbell. All it is just hammers and pulls. So what I do is my index finger becomes really the bass for this whole thing. So I start on the 7th fret of the B string, right? And I just start doing hammers and pulls basically. I start on the 10th fret of the B, go to 10, 7, 8, 7. All right, I move it up to the 9th fret. Try that again. So all I'm doing is taking this shape, and I am just moving it up 2 frets. So I'm at the 9, pull from the pull from the 12 to the 9, pull from the 10 to the 9, right? All right. I'm going from the 9 to 12, all again on the B string. This time, I'm changing up the finger position just a little bit. I'm pulling 15 to 12, 14 to 12. Okay? And then one more position, we're sliding up. I'm going to 14, 17 pulling off, 15 pulling off, right? So altogether, really good exercise, actually. You do it twice. All right, and then I think at that point the song actually starts to fade out. So what we do is we go back to that. We'll go around 2, 3, 4 times, however, whatever feels right. But we're ending on that D. You can end it here. So that's really it. So again, the ending. So there you have it. American Girl by Tom Petty. I think the album was Damn the Torpedoes from '76. So, great song, great songwriter. So, unfortunately, I never got to see him. One of the regrets I have in terms of, seeing shows, but I have seen a lot, but that one I wish I did see. So again, if you like it, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell. Anything else I have coming down the road, you'll certainly, see what's happening there. Comments below, let me know your thoughts. Maybe I should have added something or something I didn't do that you think is part of the song. It's very possible. I don't have the greatest memory, so I might have skipped a whole section. Who knows? But yeah, check it out. Subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are. A lot more coming down the road. Different song tutorials, different some tips and tricks that I have in terms of just some scale play, things like that. So certainly, make sure you keep checking out the station, and we'll see you soon.